Kimberly, good evening to you.
Good evening, Jeff. Mr. Obama spent a couple of hours with his economic team ahead of a meeting with some of his congressional opponents next week. His aides say you can probably expect working Saturdays from now on.
In his first weekend at work, President Obama went directly to the American people. He asked them to back his economic stimulus plan, and he promised to spend the cash wisely.
Instead of politicians doling out money behind a veil of secrecy, decisions about where we invest will be made public.
The YouTube address was essentially an end run around Mr. Obama's Republican opponents after he'd failed to win them over in a congressional meeting Friday. Today, his staff published more details than ever before, explaining how they'll spend nearly $825 billion and produce up to 4 million jobs. Specifics include weatherizing at least 2 million homes among a slew of green energy projects. 10,000 schools would be renovated. Extra health care benefits would reach 8.5 million Americans. And the plan calls for the largest investment in infrastructure since the 1950s. Mr. Obama even offered an olive branch to the Republicans, who've charged that his proposals are too expensive and too slow. He promises to spend it fast, 3/4 of the money within the first 18 months. Their YouTube reply, they want more tax cuts instead of what they call tax and spend.
Someone has to look out for the taxpayer in this process, and Republicans are going to do just that.
They're also balking because this money comes on top of the $700 billion financial bailout from the last White House. The new president reportedly told them Friday that his program would prevail because he won the election. But if he forces it through without GOP support, he bears the political consequences.
As a mathematical matter, the president doesn't need many Republicans. As a practical and political matter, he needs a whole bunch of them, because if the stimulus doesn't work, he needs them to have bought into it.
And that could mean more compromise.
Well, that's the sobering aspect of this job. It's no longer on the campaign trail where you just move on to the next event. When you're having to govern, you have these challenges.
In his favor, Mr. Obama got a 68% approval rating in a Gallup poll out today for his first 3 days in office. That almost matches the record high of 72% for John F. Kennedy. Jeff?
Kimberly Dozier in Washington. Kimberly, thank you.